use herbal drugs because I know that it will heal what I'm facing, like my sickness. If you go to the hospital, they will charge you. There is no that kind of money to spend, and English just is expensive than herbal drugs.
So I believe say e go make me feel well when I dey sick. And now to go to hospital sef dey cost. Ordinary people cannot even afford medical bills.
Welcome back to Africa Science Focus, the weekly science and development show from SciDevNet. I'm Michael Kaloki. You are listening to people in Nigeria who use herbal rather than conventional medicines. Herbal medicines are a form of traditional medicine that uses cultural knowledge around plants to maintain health and treat illness. The World Health Organization says 80% of the Africa region still relies on traditional medicine for their basic health needs. These herbal medicines are a way for Africans to access healthcare services that are either too expensive or unavailable. To find out more about herbal medicines, our reporter Ijeoma Ukazu has been speaking to Dr. Oluwagbemiga Aina, Chief Research Fellow at the Nigerian Institute of Medical Research and Head, Center for Traditional, Complementary and Alternative Medicine, Nigeria Institute of Medical Research, Yaba.
Yeah, herbal medicines, that they are the art and science of using herbs and herbal materials, preparations and products that contains plant materials or combination of plants as active ingredients in promoting health and preventing and treating illnesses. So some of them are safe, some are not safe. When we say some are safe because they are natural products, and if they are taken at the right proportion, doses, we can say they are safe. But if they are taken a large proportion, it might not be safe. But what we do here is normally we tell the herbal practitioners to bring their product so that we can do a toxicity study for them to see whether their herbal product is safe for consumption or not.
Are they effective?
Yeah, we won't say they are effective, but what do we just say safety profile? Because we know that even if we tell them not to use it, they will take it. But first of all, let us be sure that they are safe. Then, if we now want to do the efficacy study, we'll do that after. But we can't claim that some of them are effective because we've not done a research on it.
So why do people patronize unregulated herbal medicines?
People do that because they feel that it's cheap. They feel it's cheap because those people that actually sell it to, they promote it and they tell them that it can cure all illnesses. But they feel it's cheap, they buy it, and then they psychologically they feel they are relieved of their problem when they take it. But actually, that might not be the case.
Healthcare systems in the region are often stretched. Due to gaps in healthcare systems, conventional medicines are often unaffordable and unavailable for many. Instead, people are using herbal medicines to fill these gaps.
My name is Ogunjimi Gbelagadiolaiwe, the Chief Executive Director of Temitayo Herbal Home. When we are talking about traditional medicine, who is a traditional medicine practitioner? The practitioner medicine traditional is a person that recognized, according to the WHO definition, the person that recognized in the community in which he lives, competent to provide health care to the people. When you are practicing herbal in the community, and maybe you are living with those Christians that don't believe in herbal something, and you are practicing there, definitely nobody will patronize you. Herbal medicine is a plant or plant extract, something that extracts from either leaf, root, or the combination. Listen together. You have to combine some roots or leaves together. Now, when you want to prepare, first of all, you've identified, because identification of leaves and root is very, very important. So far you can identify them, then you know which one can go with other one. Then with that, you can combine it together.
But do you know where these leaves and plants are derived from?
Yeah. Some from market or cultivated from farm.
Okay.
It's either you go to your farm or your botanical garden. Like if you move around my place, you see some leaves there. I planted some. But there are big trees in which the Elewe Omo, the art sellers, will go them to buy that.
While herbal medicine is a lifeline for many, they are often unregulated. This makes it hard to know the content of the medicine and how effective the medication is. These concerns about their safety have led many health associations to try and regulate them. We spoke to Scholastica Lan, a pharmacist, public health consultant, and national chairman of Lady Pharmacists, about this process of standardization and regulation.
Why do people still patronize unregulated herbal medicines?
People patronize even for let me put it, even for our registered products, orthodox products. There are some that are not registered because they haven't gone through the process of getting them registered, but people sell them. I met a young man selling a product for use in the house. And I asked them, have you registered this with NAFDAC? He said it's not a drug. I said, it's not a drug. NAFDAC, the name NAFDAC is Food, Drug, Cosmetics. Everything that has to be used by people has to be registered by NAFDAC. So it's not only drugs we register. The same with local remedies. The registration process with NAFDAC, people want to boycott it. People want to avoid it because there's a fee to be paid. And also, NAFDAC will do analysis to prove the claim the content of what you are saying it is contained in, and also that it is used for this purpose you are claiming it is used for. So those processes, people don't want to go in. And that's the problem we have. Because people will make preparations and add maybe ethanol in percentages higher than it's supposed to be. Or you can see recently people dying or children dying of ethylene glycol poisoning that was added to paracetamol syrup. Ethylene glycol is not supposed to be added to paracetamol syrup, but maybe for reasons best known to the producer or misplacement of active ingredients in a factory or whatever reason, if the wrong ingredient was used. Excuse me. So these are the issues. People who make these things don't want to be under the law. So, and they want people to be hooked on them forever. Because if NAFDAC analyzes it, or if Standards Organization analyzes it and says this thing you're claiming to cure is actually not curing it, doesn't contain the active ingredient to cure any disease condition, that means bad business for that person. And these are the issues.
That means NAFDAC can actually standardize these drugs.
Exactly. NAFDAC is doing it, NIPRID is doing it, standard organizations. These three agencies are working in collaboration to help standardize things in Nigeria. And Nigerians are avoiding them.
Could that be the reason why the Association of Lady Pharmacists is calling for standardization and regulation of herbal medicines?
The Association of Lady Pharmacists is calling for absolute standardization of local remedies. You need to know the active ingredient. For every drug you take, there's what we call active ingredient and the amount. Paracetamol, you see it is paracetamol 500 milligram. It means the active ingredient paracetamol, the quantity of it in each tablet is 500 milligram. If it's a local remedy, it's put in a cup. How much of that active ingredient is in that cup or is in that bottle you're taking? So it is only by standardization that you will know, and then the directions to use and what it is used for. Take a standardized product. It gives you the name of the product. It gives you the active ingredient or ingredients if they are combined. Then it tells you what it is used for, and it tells you the manufacturing date, the expiry date, and the production batch number. Because what you produce today is not the same as what you produce today in the morning It's not the same as what you produce in the evening of the same day. So there's a batch number.
That is what
there's a NAFDAC.
All what you have listed now is what the standardization will look like.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So these are the things people don't want to do. If I'm taking a local remedy in a cup, how much of what am I taking? I don't know. And you can see some of them have very crude labeling on their products. I just saw one yesterday, something for infection, and the list of diseases that product treats: gonorrhea, vaginal discharge, infertility. Infertility is the infection. Infertility is not an infection. And high blood pressure. Is high blood pressure an infection? No, but the bottle, the label on the bottle says treatment for infection in male and females. For heaven's sake. Some of these things we listed, infections, those are diseases. Hypertension is a disease. It's not an infection. Vaginal discharge, yes, maybe, but what is causing the vaginal discharge? Do you know? And for vaginal discharge, there are so many causes. There could be fungal, it could be viral, it could be bacterial. So what are you treating? So people really need to be aware of what they are taking.
Okay.
And people need to be cautious, because you see them mixing colors, powders, and these powders, NAFDAC has informed us, the same thing they add to oil and gari and all, that they are cancer causing. So you can see why there's an increase in the rates of cancers among people, especially cancer of the liver, because everything you take in your system is metabolized in the liver. It's broken down in the liver to be distributed in the system. So if there's accumulation of toxic things in your liver, what is the ultimate consequence? A liver disease, which can be cancerous, and it's so expensive to treat.
So how can we bridge this gap then between conventional and herbal?
Well, that's why I said that the federal government and even some state government, every state ministry of health has a desk officer for traditional medicine. So oftentimes there's a relationship, there's a meeting, there's a collaboration, there's a training, there's a capacity building, there's information sharing between these people and the government. The government is trying to bridge this gap. The openness from the other end is what is the missing link. They need to embrace this and remove that fear that, they want to steal my powers, or they want to steal my knowledge, or they want to make me share this with others. Everybody is holding on to what they know. If every scientist that produced a drug held on to what they knew, are we going to have cures for all these drugs, diseases we have around? So when you know something, you open up and share it, so that other people can know. The Chinese remedies we have around are so much in Nigeria, are produced in China or wherever, brought it to the country. People are using them. So you here for making your herbal remedy, if you standardize it, you can take it to China. I have met a lady who makes ginger oil. And she says she sells this ginger oil in the Eastern, the Arabian countries. And if you look at her products, it's very beautifully packed, very beautiful label. The final, it's just a beauty to behold. So that's the standardization. She has left the shores of Nigeria and selling her product Egypt, the Arabian countries, because they know the value of the ginger oil. So your standardization is not to check you. Your standardization is actually supposed to enhance you and enhance your market and take you beyond Nigeria.
That's all from us at Africa Science Focus today. If you want to find out more, head to the SciDevNet website. That's www.scidev.net. Today's show was produced by Alice Hurst, with editing by Ogechi Ekeanyao and reporting by Ijeoma Ukazu. I'm Michael Kaloki. Until next time, goodbye. Africa Science Focus is produced by SciDevNet and distributed in association with your local radio station.